This episode of the Park People podcast is brought to you by BCI Burke. Play is where development soars and communities come together. At BCI Burke, we believe outdoor spaces should be thoughtfully designed, built to last, and welcoming to everyone. Because when design is intentional, people feel it. Learn more at bciburke.com.
There we go. Started. Okay. Cool. All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Rodney Auth here with another episode of the Park People podcast, a publication of PRB Plus magazine. And today I am here with Chase Coffey, who is the manager of Aquatics at Blue Springs Park and Rec in Blue Springs, Missouri. And he collaborated on a story with Sarah Brewer titled Lessons Through Lessons, which is up on the website now, prbplus.com, and in the July issue. And it talks about the opening of Blue Surf Bay Waterpark, which is located at the Carson Ross Community Recreation Complex. The park opened, the facility opened, and the aquatics facility opened in 2024. And it was kind of a move back into aquatics for the city of Blue Springs. I'm sure Chase will tell us a little bit about this, but like didn't have it to begin with, or hadn't had it in years, and then this was how they brought it back, and some of the design considerations when building it, what people wanted, and then how they promoted it. So, Chase, that's a long lead up, but welcome to the podcast. How's your week so far?
It's been good. It's been busy. We have Shark Week going on at the water park, so all kinds of activities over the week. Yeah, no, it's a good time. So it's been good. So,
well, let's start there because now you've intrigued me. What is Shark Week? I mean, I know what Shark Week is on TV.
Yeah, so we kind of just take our own spin on it. So we try to have activities throughout the week. So this is for the kids and then even the adults. So kind of throughout the week, we have some like photo ops. We have this giant inflatable shark mouth. We hide baby sharks in the water park, and you see the kids wandering all day, like sometimes hours trying to find them, and they get prizes. We hand out stuff. We even see the adults looking through like the planters trying to find them. I can watch them from outside my office, so it's pretty cool to see everybody getting involved. And then we're finishing it off with like a dive-in movie, so that's 21 and over. So that's kind of what try to hit all of our target audience for that. So, but it's a good time. We have lifeguards and inflatable shark costumes, so they do enjoy getting to walk around the water park. So yeah, it's just good to get everybody involved.
Are they the blow up kind where they have a little fan in them, or are they like, how are they fully, tell us about the costumes. Like, are they just a head, or are they like the whole shooting match?
So it's like a full costume with the fan. It's kind of like Left Shark from like Katy Perry. So if you kind of imagine that, that's kind of what it is. So, but yeah, it's a good time. The staff love getting involved. So.
Oh yeah, I'd love to come there. That'd be awesome. Well, cool. Well, so that's a good segue here. So you guys went from not having aquatics for, really for a lot of years. I'm assuming maybe at some point you did, but you brought it back with the development of the water park. Can you take us through a little bit, about how that went and, what were the decisions to bring it back, and then, Sarah talks a little bit about how you started to lean into like, swim lessons as a way to get people to like start to use the complex, but obviously it's grown beyond that. Now we have Shark Week and dive-in movies, which is awesome. But yeah, why don't you give us like the 30,000 foot view of like how we got to where we are today with your complex?
Yeah, I think the big thing for this facility was kind of always the intention to add an aquatic center to it. Kind of from the public feedback was a lot of like the recreational activities. So like the river walking, the water fitness classes, swim lessons, the programming. That's kind of what drove a lot of this facility when designing it. And I know around Blue Springs, there is a lot of natural water, lakes, things like that, but there's not typically like any community pools. So I think that was a big factor, especially being the size of this facility. It's really unique for this side of Kansas City. We're about 30 minutes right outside on the eastern side of Jackson County. So
what's the footprint look like? So I've seen some pictures, like maybe you can talk us through, if you have some square footage on it, maybe you don't, maybe you do, don't, but maybe like what's all in the complex? It's because it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so inside the complex, so we have the 4-lane lap pool, the indoor river, kind of like the program pool. That's where we do a lot of the swim lessons. The temperature is higher. Any kind of water fitness classes, river walking, all of that stuff kind of is housed out of there. We have a 20-person hot tub, and then above the lap pool, we have Ninja Cross. So it's a retractable system that goes up and down. It is pretty cool to do. And then we also have a diving well as well with the rock wall. And then
With the rock
once
wall.
you,
Okay.
yeah, the rock wall is cool. And then once you make your way outside, we have a 600-foot lazy river. We have 4 tower slides, a surf simulator, and then we kind of have like our 0 depth pool, which is more geared for the little kids. And then we do have our take on a wave pool. So we do have like a wave ball that is tethered to the bottom of the pool. So that's kind of what it's a little different than like a typical wave pool.
Interesting. I don't think I've seen the wave ball before, as a concept. Everything else I've seen is tell me how your like programming works as far as like, do people buy a season pass? Do you sell season passes? Do you sell day passes? You probably do both. Is there an outside versus an inside, kind of a situation, or once you're in, you're in? Like, how does that work? Because we had a facility in Ohio that we used to attend way back when that had a really big outdoor water park, similar to what you're talking about, right? And
Yeah.
it was a standalone. It wasn't attached to a rec center like yours is. So it was more like an amusement attraction, right? Yours is a little bit different because it's actually, I think you have to walk through the rec center to get in, right?
Correct. So it's kind of where the front desk is. It's kind of like the middle of kind of that field house, the more land side, and then the aquatic center. So if you buy a membership to the facility, you get access to everything. So that includes any of the land activities plus the water park and the indoor facility. But we do sell day passes, but we are a membership-based facility.
Okay. And what's your user rate? Like, can you give us any idea like how busy you guys are? I'm assuming the outdoor is seasonal because you still get cold weather there, so that probably must shut down at some point. But like, that's probably got a big summer season, and then the indoor is probably more your traditional year-round programming. Is that a correct assessment?
Yeah, when outdoor is open, it is crazy 24/7 here. It definitely keeps us busy. But like the energy is high, the vibes are going. It's really nice. The staff love it. But yeah, summer is go, go, go all summer. And yeah, it does slow down in the off season. Kids go back to school, sports pick up, stuff like that. So
Right.
but
Right.
summer is definitely our crunch time. So
So what advice did you give? So let me ask one other question. Maybe you're not in a position to answer it, but like, a lot of people look at facilities like this and they're expensive. They're expensive to build, they're expensive to maintain. Have you found that you're able to at least run a zero-sum budget with memberships and everything? Like, is it relatively paying for itself outside of startup costs, or is it something that you have to kind of support financially a little bit to keep it going from city coffers or something?
yeah, I mean, I think it's dependent on the facility. We are an enterprise fund here, so it runs a little different than like maybe like a city funded pool. So we are pretty much self-sustaining. That's why we are a
Gotcha.
membership based facility. So that's kind of how we operate. So I mean, I think it's an added value to the community. I mean, we're one of a kind, and that push is really for those Blue Springs residents. So in the summer, there's only certain days that outside of those zip codes can come in. So that was the intent with the facility. So
Nice. And it's worked out, it sounds like.
yes, it's worked out very well.
No pun intended, but obviously you're still afloat.
Yeah, and I started April in 2024, so about a month before we opened. So I've been here since the beginning of the Aquatic Center, and it's been really cool to kind of see. Year one was tough. I mean, we had to train, we had to get ready, and now going into season 3, I mean, we're as best prepared as possible. So a lot of our staff have still been here since the beginning, so they kind of know what the rhyme and rhythm is. So
Nice. what advice would you have for a community trying to do what you're doing? Like, what lessons have you learned that, you know, sometimes you ask the question, like, if you could go back in time and there's something that you would do differently, maybe what is that? Or, you know, is there other advice that you would give to some community that's looking to do this, to help better prepare them to be successful with it?
Yeah, I think I wasn't here for the design process, but I think that public input is a big piece. Just because we can, you can build all these things, but like, is it going to be utilized? Like, what things are important to the people that make up our communities? And I think the big thing with this facility is kind of the creativity. Like, when I started here, I mean, this is kind of a one of a kind facility. I have not worked at a facility where just even the small details were like so intentional about just like how things look and like just the setup and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I've noticed, and now a lot of facilities, especially new aquatic centers, are really getting, how are we getting them to that next level? And it's really cool to kind of see that intentional design behind them.
Yeah. What's your we talked a little bit about Shark Week to begin with. Like, what's your most, popular program that you run in the outdoor space, during the busy season?
Um, Shark Week, that was our first time doing it last year. It's definitely kind of taken off this year. I think our biggest programs that we ran probably between last summer and this summer are the adult nights. So it's just those that are 21 and over. So those went off really great last year, and those are hitting pretty strong this year.
What do those look like? Is it just, I mean, you said, dive-in movie was one scenario, but like, are there different versions of that? Or are they always a movie in the pool? Or how does that 21 and over night work?
Yeah, usually it's more just like a space for kind of the adults to come in. Normally we have anywhere from like 100 to about 180. So there's no kids. So it's kind of just a space for like, you see groups of friends going out, like, my friends have come. It's just kind of a time where it's a little bit more peaceful. So, but yeah, it's exclusive access. So
Yeah. So that's enough to drive the doors or drive people in. So very cool.
oh yeah.
Any other programs you want to give a shout out to that have been working well for you?
Yeah, we just ran this year kind of like a pirate treasure hunt in the water park. That one went off great. We did our cardboard boat race. That one's always fun. Trying to think. It's been so much in the past couple weeks. I think that's about it for June. We try and just put a lot in June. That's kind of when our peak is. So yeah, but we run a bunch of great programs this summer. So
Nice. Nice. Well, cool. Well, the article's on the website right now, prvplus.com. It's in the July issue for all those folks who got the July issue or still want to get it. Is there anything else, Chase, that we should have talked about, as it relates to your job and your center there that I didn't ask you? Like, anything that we should have touched on that you think people should know about?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of it.
Yeah, good. Well, cool. Well, enjoy the rest of Shark Week.